Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kurtiwada. In this video, we will learn about Next.js route groups. So how to make some set of routes into a group, and I don't want to show that particular folder name or the route name in the route, and I want to make it some set of groups. How we can do that? So we can do that by using help of group routes. So here what we'll do is we will be creating a group route for pre-login and post-login. For example, you have something like some set of screens or some set of routings before logging in and some set of routings after logging in. So in that case, you can use this route groups. That means we will not use a layout or we will segregate the pre-login pages into one folder and post-login pages into another folder. That is how we will be framing it. But whenever we create a folder, it automatically creates a route. We want to skip that as a route, but we have to use all the routes which are already present in that particular folder. So it should act like a normal folder, but not with a routing URL. So how to achieve that in Next.js? Let me go here. Here what we'll do is, here we have all the profile and all this stuff like dashboard, dynamics, products, profile underscore profile, all this we have. Now what I want to do is I want to create a new folder where I want to create it as a post login. This is my folder name. In general, we'll be creating the folder like this. Let's do that way. So this is my post login, and inside this post login, let me create a file called as page.js, or I don't want to pass any of this. Just I'll pass all the remaining things like the routing parts which we have discussed before. So let me put that inside this, and also let me put this particular products inside the post login. So he can see the products, about, and dashboard inside the post login, and I have something called as new folder where it is something like pre-login. That means before login. So let me create a folder, another folder that is nothing but a login, and inside this login, let me create a new file called as login dot or page.js, and let me export this as a default function, and this will be login UI, and let me return a JSX that will be h1 login component, and save this. Let me copy this. Now let me create one more folder, something like register, and inside this register let me create a file called as page.js and put it over here. This will be your register UI, and this is register component, and save this. Now I'm not bothered about this dynamics. Let's consider this dynamics as a separate route which is not dependent on post login and pre login. So now this is a private folder, already we discussed about that, so I'm not disturbing that as well. So if you want to access something inside the post login or something inside the pre login, you have to go via this pre login. For example, here you can see the dashboard is not working now. It is showing the 404 error. How we can access this? By using post hyphen login slash dashboard. But as per me, this post login is not needed in my URL. I want to segregate them into a separate folder, but I don't want to showcase in the URL. Even in the same way, if you click on about, it is also throwing 404 because about is not there. So now how we can make this pre-login and post-login as a normal folders and should not be accessed in the URL. So in that case, what we can do is we can rename this with parenthesis. So keep that folder name inside the parenthesis. In the same way for post login and pre login for both the folders. In this case, what it does is whenever we hit a login, it will directly go into this login and it will fetch that login page. If we try to go into dashboard, it will go inside the dashboard and get it. Let's see that. Now let me click on dashboard. It is working as expected. About, it is working as expected. Products, product one details, everything is working as expected. But if you see the folder has been changed. And for example, I want to access something like pre-login stuff. Let me go with login, and you can see login component, and I can also go with register and hit enter. Now you can see the register component also. But if you see, this dashboard, about, and products should be visible for a user after login. That means even this layout should not be present for register and login. Login and register should not have the common header because this header is shown only once the user logs in. So that's why we have to move this particular layout into our post login folder. So how we can do that? That means we have to make a common group layout. Till now we have worked with routing group, but we have to make a layout which will be applicable for a particular group. In that case, what we can do is we can apply a layout at the group level. So you can apply particular layout at a group level. How to do that? Let me go in this way. For pre-login, I don't want to show anything. For post-login, what I'll do is I'll just create a new file called as layout.js, and I'll just go into layout of our app file, and let me copy this, or just you can create your own layout. But what I want to do is I want to copy this header from here and reuse the same thing inside this layout. So now what I'll do, export, and I want to export a default function, and the function is post login layout of, and let me return some content, and the content is div, and let me use the header. And also we will be receiving a children inside this. So let me use children, and this children I can pass under this header, something like this. Save this, and now we have created a layout.js and it is exporting some value. Let me go here and save this, because app does not need a header now, because app is divided into two parts, post login and pre login. Let me go here. Now you can see whenever I'm in register component, you are not seeing the navigation bar. Whenever you are inside the login, you will not see the navigation bar. But once you go inside a dashboard, then you have to see the header. But we got some error. Let's import this header part. So we have inside this layout, we have a header, and let me import this header and save this. Now you can see the dashboard. Once you are inside the dashboard or about page or products page, then only you will be seeing this particular value. That means once you are inside the post login folder, then only you can see this particular layout. So this is how you can create a layout specific to a group. That means the layout is created only to this particular group. In the same way, you can create only specific to a component or a particular route. Already we did that. If you see here, we have a products and we have product details. For products, we have a layout, and this layout will contain all these links, and that will be visible only when you go into the products. So layout.js, based on the placement of that layout.js, that will be applied to certain routes and will not be applied to certain routes. In this case, we have created a layout for a specific group. That means a route group. So that's about your group routes in Next.js, and we can handle in this way. So that's about your group routes in Next.js. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.